welcome to a very sleepy edition episode of the podcast today, Falcon.
Oh, is
I
it very sleepy?
Yeah, they asked me to start at midnight last night at like 6 p.m. They're like, "Can you come in 6 hours?" And I was like, "That's enough time to sleep, sure." And it wasn't, and I wasn't ready for bed in either case. So,
Mm,
I ended up going in at 1, which was great. That gave me 3.5 hours sleep. It was lovely.
that is
Uh,
not adequate sleep. No.
no, it's really not. Um, yep. So here I am.
Okay. It's they still won't pay you overtime, right?
Weirdly, they will.
Oh.
Um, they will, and for some reason, getting me to start early, even though I do the same number of hours, accrues overtime for some reason. Like,
Wh-
yeah, that like I don't know, understand how the system works. It might be because there's like a higher pay rate going, and they're like, we only allocate you X number of dollars, and so starting early means you earn more per hour, which means we have to pay you more than we thought we did, and they call that overtime. Um,
Sure. I mean, they're paying you more than they normally do per hour.
yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Fair enough.
Uh, yeah, that's a thing.
All right. So, I want to start off with just a mini rant. So you know how there are volume buttons on streaming services and Twitch and YouTube and stuff?
Like the one to control your own, the sound, the volume, like
Yeah. You can click it to mute it or click and like then a little volume
yeah,
slider shows up. Can we
sure.
standardize what corner of the screen that's on?
No.
Because there is no standardization. It's like every single person who designs one of these is like, left. They just flip a coin and it's all over the place.
Well,
That's all.
YouTube and Twitch both have it in the bottom left, so
Right.
there's that.
There is that.
I've seen it on the bottom right.
Yeah.
I've seen it in the top right.
What? They're a monster.
They are monsters. Yeah.
Who is that?
I think it's one of the well, I was gonna say it's one of the streaming services. It's one of the anime streaming things, and it's like
Ah,
it might just be on the mobile version, but you have to tap the button in the top right hand corner to pull down all of the options. So like skip and the quality, it's all up in that top right hand corner.
yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, it sucks.
All right. So yeah, I'm just saying we can get a universal serial bus. We're getting a USB that is accepted by everybody in the world, but we can't determine which corner the volume button is in. I think that's easier than making everything USB compatible, but hey, what do I know?
We can't get everyone to drive on the right side of the road and use the same measuring system. Like getting volume buttons in the right hand corner is not going to happen.
Well, but the other thing is cultural, right? It's like what
Well,
side of the street you drive on is just cultural. Which corner the button's in, that's not cultural. No one's like, you need to change that to left. And it's like, I'd rather die than change it to the left corner, right?
I mean USBs have like up until recently, like USB-C, it's like omnidirectional, right? Like it doesn't matter which way it goes in.
Yeah.
But before that, USB 1, 2, all that, they had a this way is up, and like people were flipping those up and down. We can't get those unified.
That's true, but then we did.
But did we though? I feel like we haven't.
Oh, the end that plugs in like to the back of your computer. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like this bit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's got an up and it's got a down, and like sometimes
that's
it's that way and
true.
sometimes it's that way.
Swear I saw something about that getting fixed, but I'm not gonna look for it now. Well, one day maybe they'll get that so that
Hmm.
there is no wrong way to plug in a USB on either side. And that will be a good
Oh
day.
yeah, yeah. I've got versions of these ends now that are like that,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's just
Nice.
on some cables.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, yeah, sure. And I mean, some cables are USB 3 for a while, and everything else was 2 or 1. Like, it takes a while for adoption to happen. I was gonna say adaptation. That's not a word at all.
adaptation,
Adoption.
right?
Yeah,
And
okay.
it's gonna take even longer to adaptation the sound sliders in the same spot.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while.
So I don't know if anyone's trying to do it is the
Oh no,
thing. We need to start.
nobody cares. This is a problem affecting many people, but only you care.
Yeah, that's probably true. Although I don't know, someone's probably had a rant about this somewhere, but we just don't know about it. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough of that rant. Enough time spent on that one. And then I have another short rant about this show I've been watching on Netflix called Money Heist. I think I've mentioned this.
No,
It's
you.
it's a Spanish production, like in
Okay.
Spain.
Okay.
It's on Netflix, and it's about this group of people who rob a bank. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so this is going to be spoilery, but season 1 happens, and the branch manager of the bank, they have him and like everybody else as a hostage, and the branch manager is a giant pain in the ass. Like he's constantly trying to escape. He's constantly like smuggling weapons to other people and like starting revolutions, and he's just causing all sorts of problems for our bank robbers who we're rooting for because they're the protagonists, right?
Sure.
Okay. So this dude, he gets out. He survives the first bank heist. He goes on a speaking tour talking about how these robbers are bad and like, they gave some of the money to the poor, and so people are like, "Oh, they're Robin Hood." And he's like, "No, they're terrorists." And like, it's this motivational speaker type, whatever thing is going on this tour through Spain, talking about his experience and how much he hates those dudes. Okay, so season 2, these guys end up robbing another bank because the first one was successful. The first season was successful, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And like on day 2, the doors open and what's his face bank manager guy runs in to the bank like to be a hero, right? So here's what I would do if I was these robbers at this point. Boot his ass right back out. Be like, "Nope. You were nothing but a pain. You were nothing but a thorn in our side the entire time we were doing the first heist. You were not being here. Or if you are, we're setting you alone somewhere, locked in a room. You can't talk to anybody else. You can't leave. Screw you, dude. You are not worth the time."
I don't. I don't understand.
Okay.
This,
What can I help you with?
there's a group of bank robbers robbing a bank,
Yeah.
Bank A, and the bank manager there is an asshole who keeps trying to escape, even though
Yes.
the bank robbers are violent criminals who are like hurting people or keeping them locked up so they can steal all this money.
Correct.
Because this bank robbery is happening in the middle of the day. They then robbed. No, is that not in the middle of the day?
Sorry, it's over the course of like a week. So sure. A lot of it's during the day.
What
It's a hostage situation.
It takes them a week to get into like the vault.
It's more about them digging a tunnel to get out of there. That's taking the time.
Okay. I mean,
Also,
apart
if you want me to spoil the whole thing, also, it's not just a bank they rob in the first one. It's actually like a printing press. It's where,
like a mint?
yeah, it's a mint. So they're printing a ton of euros there that are untraceable because they're printing it themselves, right?
Right. Okay. That's a slightly more interesting plan than just like really dumb bank heist movie. Like we're gonna dig a tunnel out instead of like I'm gonna dig a tunnel in. You're gonna tell everyone you're robbing and then make them watch you leave. Like that's a stupid plan. So they go, okay, that works so well. We're gonna rob another bank. Is it another printing press bank?
No, this one is the official Bank of Spain, and they have like hundreds of bars of gold there.
Okay.
So they're going after the gold.
And this manager of a bank is just like, I was in a heist once, let me in. And the police are just like, okay.
No, he sneaks in because they're releasing some hostages, and he acts like he's going out there to like comfort them and say, "You guys are heroes, like way to go, you survived the ordeal." And then as he's doing that, he like works his way closer to the bank and then like whoop goes inside.
But
and nobody's like, "Hey, you're going the wrong way." It's yeah.
Why was he like let even remotely close? Like, do the police in Spain who are like keeping track of this hostage situation are just like, oh hey, we're gonna leave this like one alleyway just empty. Like you can walk in there if that's what you want. Like, why did they let that guy pass the cordon in the first place?
Well, they brought him in because he's very familiar with the thieves because he spent a
Okay.
week with them in the first bank, right? So he knows their
Right.
faces, he knows their personalities, he
What,
knows
what did
maybe
they
some
eat in the
weaknesses that
first
they
bank?
have, right? The cops are like bringing in pizza and stuff. It's amazing. Like the police in Spain are very accommodating to hostage situations.
I feel like in a hostage situation, I would not be eating anything the police gave me if I was the crooks, right? Like,
Well, you
because
give
you
it
end
to the
up crook.
hostages first.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what the hostages are for. They're food testers too, right?
oh well. If like,
Anyway.
okay. Oh,
So I'm just so it's just
do the hostage takers have guns?
yeah.
Okay, why don't they just shoot this bank manager?
That's the thing. That's my whole point. That's the whole reason I brought this up.
Okay.
He shows up and they're like, "Oh, hey man, what's up?" And they put him with the other hostages. And I'm like, "What is wrong with you people? This guy is directly responsible for one of your group dying during the first heist.
Right.
Boot him out the front door and say, "No, we don't want this guy." And everyone's just like, "Fine." And then he immediately starts stirring shit up. And I'm like, "Come on."
So this is this is the equivalent of the sticky bandits and Home Alone 2 being like, you know that kid Kevin McAllister, let's invite him around for tea. Right? Like
Yeah.
okay.
Well, no, like he's on our doorstep. He'd like to come in. Let's bring him in and he can have tea
Uh-huh.
with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's leave all these power tools and equipment and spare bits of lumber around.
Right.
Okay. I don't want to
That's
watch
all.
this show.
No, you probably shouldn't. And
All right.
it drives me nuts because they're like, there's this mastermind behind these heists, and he's supposed to be this really smart dude. And I was waiting for him to be like, wait, this guy's back? No, but he's like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not fine. This guy is not okay. And then they make okay. This is another mistake they make in the first one is they keep the security as hostages, like the
Mm.
security personnel.
Mm-hmm.
And then bank manager manages to like slip them some weapons so they escape and they kill one of the bank robbers and like escape out the back. And there's this crazy shootout.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, so we learned from the first one, the bank security leaves. We don't keep them around for no reason. They're not helping with anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then the second one, they do the same thing. They're like, bank security, you're tied up right here. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, look,
And
keeping
guess
the
what
bank
happens,
security.
Samacron?
Hold on. Let me play this out in my head. So,
Okay.
the bank heist in the first time, they keep the security guards as hostage, but they
Yes.
accidentally get guns somehow. They don't know how, and they cause a massive ruckus and like escape. So the second
Yes.
time, they're like, okay, well, we figured out that it was the bank manager who gave them guns, but he's not here, so we're gonna keep them hostages because they're a bargaining chip. Then we invited in the bank manager who gave them guns last time, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that the bank manager pulled some shenanigans, somehow found some spare guns, and gave them to the security guards.
He doesn't.
Oh,
It's no, someone else does. But the same thing happens. Like one of the security guards, like the scariest one, he's like an ex special ops dude for the Spanish military.
mm-hmm.
Like he's loose inside the bank and like killing people. And it's like, oh, I can't believe we did this again, you guys. Like, just make them leave. I don't know why this is so hard. You don't need to keep them around.
I mean,
Oh, that's all.
I mean, I'm wondering why why their security is so lax. If like you have a bunch of hostages, who's watching them, or did they just like put them in a room and were like, behave? Here's some mining equipment. Don't tunnel into the armory next door. Like, like I don't understand the operate. Like it seems like the entire plot is dependent on the fact that they're there for a very long time. That it's like, oh, we're here for like a week, so we can't watch you 24/7 because we're too busy digging a hole. You know, it's like if they writ a better bank heist plan, they could have like, all right, we're just putting handcuffs on everyone. We didn't bring the keys, so good luck getting out of that. All right, we're gonna rob this bank and print some money, you know, and then leave in an
Yeah.
hour.
Well, they wanted to print 1 billion euros, and apparently that takes a while. So
Would it though? Like,
I don't know. They made it sound like it would take at least several days. They're
I
doing
mean,
also they're doing it. Sorry, they're doing it in 50 note increments. 50 euro note increments.
why 50s?
They're easier to spend. They're less like if you're flaunting around hundreds, it's like more noticeable. I don't know. They did
Sure,
50s.
but Euro is special. They have 500 notes.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think they talked about it. Like they didn't want to do huge denomination notes because it's more noticeable. You
right.
can put a watch out for like who's throwing around 500 euro notes. That's not a lot of people, right?
I suppose, right? But I feel like you just break one at a store somewhere, and it's like, okay, can you make change? I'm here to buy like a Xbox, and can you give me change? And then you sell the
Yeah.
goods, right? Like, but
No, but I know, but like
the
you
value
put
of a
in
500 is that if you want to print 1 billion, that's like 3 briefcases. It's such a little volume of money if you have like higher denominations. That's why most countries don't do it. So people can't stockpile large sums of money in a relatively low volume.
right. No, I just think I don't know if you're the Spanish government or whoever's in charge of the EU, you're like every convenience store, every electronics store, every restaurant. Someone presents you with a 500 euro note, let us know. That's it. Just
Mm,
tell us. And then there's a trail.
yeah, I
That
mean,
can't happen a lot, right?
right, but I mean, these people. Okay, so you're printing your own money,
Yeah.
uh, and the idea is that these are untraceable because they don't like they're different somehow.
You're putting your own serial numbers on them.
Right. So
Yeah.
I don't know, have all the banks scan all the money that they take in like they do anyway, like how you track serial numbers, and the ones that don't match your database, voila, you have a trail the exact same. It's like, where did this note come from? Oh, it came from this store. So we know that someone at this store spent uniquely minted money, you know?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Excellent point. We are both smarter than the people performing this heist on this TV show.
Yeah.
I think that's
I mean,
where we landed.
I like the gold idea. Gold is way more fun.
Totally more fun.
You just like hack off a bit and melt it down and be like, yeah, I found some gold, like a giant nugget in my backyard.
Yeah. It's like I
Or
would like a computer, please.
yeah, I mean, it's I imagine spending like up like gold bars is actually like really tedious and boring and like a lot of work to like get your value out of it. Just in
Yeah.
like, how did you get an entire gold bar? Like, how did you get a gold brick? Like that. There are way less people selling gold bricks on the daily than there are people using 500 pound notes.
500 true
Euros, yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
You're not wrong about that. That reminds me of what's the movie? It's the heist movie
Italian
from
job.
the Italian Job. Yeah. Is it Edward Norton? He
Yeah.
betrays everyone and steals the gold, and he's like pawning them off at some pawn shop somewhere
Yeah.
every once in a while. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And then the dude's like, I'm not giving you as much as normal. He's like, what the crap, dude? It's like, yeah. I
It's
don't
like
know. The
it.
value of gold fluctuates, I guess.
Yeah, and like he was like flooding the market through this one dude's like gold shop. So it's like, yeah, obviously I can't pay you as much anymore. Um,
Yeah.
the
Maybe
fun
spread it around. Anyway.
spread it around. Well, the thing is, this dude was like in on the cut. He was like taking a cut because he knew that they were basically all stolen.
Yeah, of course.
So you can't like the more people, like two people can keep a secret. Like six, I don't know. It's like sure you can maybe sell more, but it's a little harder. Anyway, the one fun piece of trivia that I know about that is Edward Norton was on a contract with the studio to make 3 movies for them, and basically hated that. Like he was like, I am on a 3 contract for this studio. Like I think it was Universal. I don't remember who.
3-movie contract. Yeah.
And he hated that idea that he got stuck with these 3 movies, and one of them was The Italian Job. So he played it super apathetically and basically he won like an Oscar for the role because it turned out to like really sold that character. Like, it's the Italian Job is
No.
considered one of his best performances, and he just hated the idea of being there.
Holy smokes. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
I saw him recently in one of the more recent Bourne movies. And he's
Okay.
kind of doing the same thing. He's kind of doing this like understated, kind of even keel performance.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe he's like, oh, that got me an award. I'll do it again for the rest of my career.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, Edward Norton, pretty good actor. He
Mhm.
can be a pretty big dick though on set, from what I've heard, and
Uh,
that story kind of helps confirm that.
yeah. He actually hasn't done. Well, he's done like a lot of movies, but like not less than I expected. I feel like he was one of those actors that would just like work and work and work.
He'd have like 50 movies. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm
How many does he have?
like 50, but I would
Oh,
expected it to be like 1,000, right? Like if you look at
whoa.
someone like uh Bruce Willis, he has like a bajillion movie credits, and probably because people were like forcing him into it when he was losing his ability to read and write and know what's what. Um,
A lot
but
of those movies are in the last like 5 years. Yes.
yeah, like he just worked and worked and worked, and it turns out he was able to like do that schedule because apparently he had a writer in all of his contracts that he would only be on set for one day. Like you do all of his
Yeah.
shots in one day, and then he was done. But that's kind of what I expected from him.
That's
Just because,
crazy.
like, what's his big movie? I mean, it's the Italian Job.
Bruce Willis?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no, no, no. Edward
Ed
Norton.
Norton?
Yeah,
American History X?
yeah. I haven't seen it.
Okay. That's fine.
Fight Club's really good.
Ooh, Fight Club might be his best one too.
Because here's the thing: those two movies came out one after another in
Yeah,
1999, right? In
correct.
1998, right?
He
So it's
was
like, what has he done in
hot
20
in
years?
1999.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to know what his biggest movie is since 99?
Yeah. Is it Born Legacy?
It shouldn't be. That's not a great movie. It's fine. It's not great.
Is it The Incredible Hulk?
No, it's definitely not The Incredible Hulk.
Is it The Italian Job?
Maybe. That could be it.
I mean, The Italian Job was 2003, so it's still only 4 years later and 20 years ago. You know,
Kingdom of Heaven's a pretty good movie. He's all right in that.
I feel like I've tried to watch that movie.
Hmm.
His cameo in the Simpsons movie as the Panicky Man.
He's in the Grand Budapest Hotel.
I don't know
Kind
what
of got
that
a
is.
smaller part in that. That's a
It's a comedy
Paul
drama.
Thomas Anderson movie.
Uh,
I think that's the director. He's got a very
directed by
specific.
Wes Anderson.
It's a Wes Anderson movie. Dang it!
Yeah.
I knew it was one of the two.
Yeah, one of the Andersons.
He's in the new Knives Out movie. Oh, I didn't know that.
Is that good?
Spoiler alert. I haven't seen either of them, but people really like the first one.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So maybe he's good in that. I don't know, man. He's fine. He's made a ton of money. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes actors are just like, I made a ton of money. I'm out. And they're like, but you're 23. And it's like, yep.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, for sure. Way to go, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah. So that was, let's see. How do we end up on, Italian Job, Edward Norton, Gold, Money Heist. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I liked the first season of Money Heist because it's like we're smart and they are doing a bunch of smart stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they make some mistakes and they get bit in the butt for it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Second season, they'll have learned from those mistakes. No, they did not at all. And it just feels like lazy writing because it's like, come on, these characters would remember what happened last time they did this and they'd head off these problems. And the fact that they're not, it's just like, well, you don't have any ideas. Like you just need this you need the security guards to escape. So there's stuff that happens and you need this bank manager to rile everyone up. So there's something that happens. And
it's like, we made a successful heist movie. Or a TV show. Is it a movie or a TV show?
It's a TV show. It's like
TV show.
12 episodes. Yeah.
So they were like, let's just do it again. Like,
right.
We'll literally hit the same story beats.
Right. And I was hoping for some more variation on the story beats, but apparently not. So
Apparently not.
it's fine. Yeah.
Oh well. Oh well.
Yeah. All right. Gotta move on to other stuff. We're 26 minutes in already. Okay. That was not as short a rant as I wanted it to be, unfortunately. But hey,
Oh
it
well.
was more complicated than I thought. So you wanna go Chainsaw Man?
Verily.
Okay. Verily indeed. I just kind of like how I'm not sure why I like Chainsaw Man so much. I don't know what it is about the Denji power relationship that I love so much.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of those things where like two people get together and they've got a single brain cell they're sharing and there's something endearing about that? Where they're just extra morons when they're with each other? Because like Denji's not as dumb when he's hanging out with other people, but when he and Power are together, it's just like, oh my gosh, you guys.
He's definitely like extra dumb where they like feed off each other's um
Whatever it is about them.
so with the montage where they're like yes, we need to outthink this guy, and then suddenly they're both wearing glasses.
Which was so funny. They're walking home from the graveyard and they're like, gotta outthink him. I'm like, yeah. And Power's like, I already have 100 plans. I'm feeling smarter already. And I'm like, oh no.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, they definitely like feed off each other's childish creative energy, I guess. Like the idea that
Yeah.
we can do it if we just try.
Yeah.
But we're definitely seeing Denji be just like in general less smart. Not in like I can't do math, but he's like literally just been like, oh, maybe my heart's gone in other ways, and he just, as a general rule, feels like a less intelligent character because of it. Like before, he was, I'm struggling to survive with me and my pet dog.
Yeah.
I've got to make some rough decisions about if I want to like live, but there was like a maturity behind it, and like that's gone. Like he is like, oh, someone's feeding me food. I'm just like utterly reversing to adolescence.
Yeah. No, I think you're right about that. Like pre getting chopped up into tiny pieces, Denji is a much different person from Chainsaw Man Denji.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting that, yeah, it took him a while, but he did figure that out. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
hang on, and I was friends with him in a kind of. I
Yeah.
mean, we didn't know each other for years, but like we had a
Mm-hmm.
connection there, and she's dead. I don't feel anything. What's wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That
there's
was a
that.
good moment.
That is a big freaking graveyard.
Yeah. Is that a devil hunter graveyard, or is that just like everyone in Japan is buried there?
Both. Like yeah, that is like huge. Like that.
Yeah.
And so how many
And just
like devils are they like not keeping locked up and like are actively killing their people?
well,
And
again,
like how do they keep them locked up?
yeah, I don't know. But again, if there's a devil for every thing and
Mm-hmm.
concept and emotion in the world, there's a lot of devils running around.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact they have like, I don't know, 10 locked up is like, okay, cool. But yeah, how do they do that? How do you lock up a devil? I guess if you
Right.
can kill him, you can contain him.
Sure. I mean, okay. So the Bat Devil was like, I need human blood, and what they do is they just like carve away until it's like an eyeball, and then never give it blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
That would.
that's how it works.
Uh,
I don't know.
yeah. Once again, lots of questions.
Questions, introducing questions.
I like that. Aki's. They're like, oh, okay. You've got 2 years left. You've just been like through something pretty traumatizing. If you're gonna keep working here, we gotta get you some real weapons. It's like he had a sword that can kill anything in 3 stabs. Like, and now you gotta give him some real weapons.
Except it didn't work. He didn't kill Katana Man with it. The
Well,
crap was that? It's bull crap.
He killed Katana Man. Didn't Hoodie Girl like bring him back or do some additional jutsu?
I'd still be mad at the curse devil. I'm like, look, I gave you my lifespan, and the guy that I killed with the sword is alive again. What is this crap? I want a refund. That's what I would try that.
Yeah, I mean, you think consumer protection laws can apply to demons?
Probably not. I'd still be real mad about it though. I don't know, whatever.
Who knows?
I like how the two dudes were like feeling him out. They're like, you could just go work in private service and just kind of quit this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like dangling it out there to see if he'd take it. And he's like, oh, well, the gun devil's still out there. It killed my family. Nope. And they're like, all right, you're crazy enough to stay. Cool. Here, let's go talk to some devils.
Also,
I like it.
Power and Denji being like, yeah, I'm just here to eat the fruit they gave you. Like, fuck you, dude. He's really like,
yeah.
Like, not only is he getting dumber, he's just a little shit now.
Yeah.
At one point, it was like, wow, I get toast. And look at it, I'm making super toast. This is like endearing Denji being a shit. Like, causing a mess in like this dude's living room because it's the first time he's had hot food. That was endearing. Now it's just like, don't eat the dude's apple. Like,
he took all of them.
He left him one. He's like, I'm gonna leave you one apple.
I was like, dude. And Aki, like, he doesn't even care. He's just like so sad. I'm like, oh man, this hurts. Denji, what is wrong with you? Oh, that's right. You don't have a heart anymore.
Mm-hmm. Everything you love has been taken away.
Yeah, pretty much. Can I say I love that Power is like mesmerized by vending machines consistently, and I don't know why. There's that one outside Aki's room, and she's just like up against the glass. Wow! I was like, what is with those?
Because vending machines are everywhere in Japan.
Yeah, every time they walk down the street, is she like vending machine? And they're like, we're trying to go somewhere, Power. Come on.
My assumption is she doesn't have any concept of money. Like, she doesn't really get it. Like, you just kill things when you want food, right? And she's also never seen anyone use them. So it's just food and drink on display, and she doesn't understand why.
Right, but at some point, Denji's not like, here's how this works, and he puts in some money and a thing comes out, and the mystery is solved? You don't think that's ever happened?
He doesn't have any money. Like, they don't pay him money. No, of course not. He gets to eat food at Aki's place. They don't pay him a check.
He just gets food and boarding?
Yeah, and like
that's
manga.
Bull crap. He's killed like major demons. They should give him some money.
He's killed like 2 demons.
He killed the Eternity Demon and the Bat Demon.
He killed a Bat Demon. Wow.
He spent 3 days killing Eternity Demon.
I think the Eternity Demon was like a wuss. I think it could put on a big show, but like the Eternity Demon got cut up by a chainsaw for 3 days and was like, I'm tapping out, bro. Here's my heart. Like, come on.
True.
That's I don't know, that's weak sauce. Like, the dude with a katana coming out of his face bisected him in a heartbeat, but like the Eternity Demon, oh no, that's scary. No, it wasn't. They were just like, well, maybe we just kill Denji. Maybe we let Denji kill it, or try, or, if he can't, cool, win-win. Like,
I mean, yes, you're right. He gave up way too soon for being the Eternity Demon. Again, we talked about this. I'm just saying, you think Aki gets paid?
Yeah, I think he gets paid.
All right. So basically, if you are some amalgamation of devil, then you don't get paid. Screw you guys.
Right. Well, I mean, Power's clearly not getting paid. She's never been shown with money. She doesn't know how vending machine works.
Right. And that's true. You don't think Aki was ever like, stop plastering your face to every vending machine we see. Look, here's how it works, stupid. That's had to have happened if that's what's going on. I think it's closer to she's just like enthralled with a variety of things in there, and she knows how it works, but she's just like, ooh, 3 kinds of chocolate bar, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't see her being that particularly interested in like vending machine stuff. Like, the vending machine in a hospital is like all the same stuff you would maybe see at like a train station, like the 2 places she's likely to go is transport and like the hospital. I feel like Japan especially would have like a larger variety of specialty vending machines in other places. And if she was doing it there, I would understand. Like there are places where you can get like hot ramen from a vending machine, right? Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
or used items of clothing, right? And I can see
Like
her being
like underwear. Yes, I've heard about this.
like
Japan is a
pantsu.
crazy place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Reddit. Like I can imagine she's all up in those, being like, what are these? Like I have no
Yeah.
idea what these are selling. But she's like doing it at like the same vending machine 5 times over. Like,
Right.
it's like, ooh, this time they're in a different layout. I mean, she's not that stupid. She's pretty stupid, but she's not
pretty stupid. I don't know. It's just one of those things that always makes me laugh. Denji's over there having some like deep thoughts about his emotional state, and Power's just like, "Bruh, there's a banana in there." That's all.
Yeah.
All right, so Makima introduces them to the best devil hunter in all of the world. He says
Sure.
the world. Okay.
Yep.
So do we think he has supernatural abilities at all?
He can crush 2 people's necks with a bear hug. I'm gonna call that supernatural strength.
I agree. So what's going on with this guy? That's a question.
That's a question. Yeah.
Okay.
He can also like fight at a hyper competent level for hours on end, seemingly, if like he was killing them like multiple times in the graveyard. And it was just like, all right,
Power estimates that Denji died 20 times, but she's like, but also I was unconscious a lot. So
right. But like even like, MMA fighters, they're not in the ring for like 6 hours, right? Then that would be so draining on a person. This dude's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to my bottomless flask, apparently. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which
so he has a magic flask, and he's got some superhuman strength and endurance. Got it, and speed.
It's a mixture of vodka and Gatorade in the flask. Like,
yeah,
keeping his electrolytes up.
Gotta have that performance.
So yeah, that's my guess. He has some kind of a contract that like is physical empowerment.
Because his speed and reaction time is insane.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like we've got these blood spears coming out of the door at, I don't know, 20 miles an hour, maybe faster. And he's just like, woo! It's like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. And like Denji and Power are not good combat fighters, right? They don't have any skills. They don't have any techniques. Right?
They're very like brute force and natural ability. It's not like they learn jujitsu and judo and anything else. They just like, well, I can make blood things. Like here's a hammer, swing it at him, I guess.
You know? Yeah, and that seems to be Power's go-to move is blood hammer smash, which is pretty okay, I guess.
Against like 99% of things she's fought before.
Yeah. Oh, I love the Denji Power interaction earlier in the episode 2 where he's like, you ran off. You don't get any apples. And she's like, I was hungry and I went looking for food. And he's like, no, you ran away. You're a coward. She's like, never.
That's a stonkingly high IQ.
Yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to point out, she recognized she could not do anything to this guy, and she peaced out. That's the smartest thing any of the Devil Hunters have ever done on the entire show so far.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's up there.
She's kind of smart. Yeah. So,
she's not kind of smart. She didn't pull Denji's cord. She could have tried that.
No, that's true. That is true. That was my big point from that episode.
Yeah.
Anywho, so it seems like this dude's training method is just murdering Power and Denji over and over again.
It's a combat through experience. Like, you'll pick it up, or you'll live in absolute pain.
Yeah. But, like, it doesn't seem like he's teaching them any techniques or fighting styles or anything.
No.
Because their big plan for taking him down the next day just involves ambushing him.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're idiots. They can't learn new things. Like,
So that's what I'd like to know. I just want to see him be like, okay, here's a stance, right? We're going to start at the basics of giving you some basic combat skills. Watch the enemy's feet. What are they doing? You know, just tiny little things. And if they can't get that through their thick skulls, then by all means, let's go for this murder teaching strategy, because what else are we going to do? You know?
right, but there's a lot of like, okay, so we teach them to be like, look at how they're moving and like follow their weapons so you know if they're about to stab you or whatever.
Among other things, sure.
Right, but like when you're fighting demons and devils, it's like, does that really apply? 99
Yes.
against like things that can fly and like come out of nowhere or be invisible? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so the ghost demon is invisible. Look at its feet to know where it is. Like, how does that help them? Like,
Sure, not.
that's a lot of like useful combat techniques if you want to put Denji in MMA. I agree with that. Like, you want to put him in like the special forces and ultimate champion fighting. Go for it. I feel like straight up combat experience in like the nature that like the universe is, which is a lot of like jumping around and like swinging your chainsaws. What we've seen, like the very stylized action, that is way more useful than like traditional techniques, like teaching him like kendo or something, and like having
I
to do like 1,000 cuts a
Yeah.
day.
No, I do agree with that. I was expecting Denji to pull his ripcord to be like, let's go. But like, what does it matter if Denji is able to fight when he's not Chainsaw Man? Like, what's the point? He's a
Well, when
million times better when he's Chainsaw Man.
right, but he loses blood becoming Chainsaw Man. He eventually passes
Yeah.
out. So if you can teach him to
So
be competent without it, that's way better. Turn him into a good fighter, just like as a baseline human. Like, why wouldn't you want that?
well, I don't know. I just feel like turning him into a better fighter as Chainsaw Man is probably where you'd start, and then be like, once we've got you at a competent level there, let's work on regular Denji fighting style.
Right, but everyone's after the Chainsaw Man. If you want him to be dependent on Chainsaw Man, everyone will know that's Chainsaw Man. Get him to be a good
Right.
fighter, and then like give him a haircut. No one will know he's Chainsaw Man, and then you can keep it as like a secret ace up your sleeve.
No, I don't think. I think that cat's out of the bag. I think pretty much everybody knows that Denji is Chainsaw Man at this point. I don't think you can be hiding that at this point.
I don't know how it's out of the bag. Like literally, everyone's just like, "Yes, I'm here for that guy's heart."
Yeah,
But why? Like, then how do they know?
because I don't know, man. How did word get around? It's a great question. What devils has he fought that called him Chainsaw Man that survived? Because Eternity died. Did Bat know who he was?
No, that was just like, "Oh, you gave me some food. Oh, his blood is shit, but I'll eat it." Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and then he dies. The zombie demon was just like, "Oh, I'll kill you, but thanks for giving me the idea to like form a contract with this mob," and then he dies. So the answer
Yeah.
I feel like the answer, if the show wants to be consistent, is it came like there's an inside source at the public safety that's like, there's a mole basically, and it's like, here's a picture of Denji. Here's his like his like his file, and he's giving that to like the bad guys.
Right.
And they're like, okay, so it's this kid we got to go after.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's as far as I can guess. Otherwise, it's just like, oh, a lot of bad people showed up. Makima knew their names and was able to kill them from like a half a country away, and they all just happened to guess who was the guy with the chainsaw in his chest.
No, but they were there for him before that. They showed up at the restaurant being like, "You." Right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's before Makima killed anyone.
Right, but
At least.
Makima just happened to also know the people who were going to commit that. Like, she already
Right.
had their names and faces and stuff. So maybe she's the mole. And like orchestrated the entire thing to like clean her own house and set up some bad guys to do some stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. Weird stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good thing we're only like 11 episodes in, and we have all these like major
We're
questions
not
answered.
11 episodes in.
Are we not? How many are we?
Uh,
I'm loading it up.
yeah, me too. What? It's under the my stuff list.
But where is it?
There it
Episode
is.
10. Bruised and Battered, episode 10.
Oh man, this show goes fast. You're right. All right. So yeah, I guess what I'm just saying is I don't know how much I expect Denji and Power to learn with this teaching method. And if in the next episode it's like, oh, you're much better fighters now, it's like, okay, I guess.
So we're not shown a lot of the fighting that they do at the graveyard. We're shown like a little bit, enough to get the gist of it. But when we're shown the ambush at the apartment, he does like give them pointers. It's like, oh, you had laid a trap. That's good instincts you got there. But like, Power can't use that much blood. She's anemic, laying there, and all like I didn't even have to do anything to her.
Right.
So he is like, as the training moves forward, it's possible that like he's going to help them understand their own limitations and strengths.
Yeah,
he's gonna like let them try to like figure that out on their own first. So put themselves in positions where it's easily identifiable. Like, I don't know, maybe he's a lazy teacher. Maybe he just wants to hurt them. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
well, he does say, I'm too strong. When I was a kid, I'd beat the heck out of my toys and break them. And now I've got toys that I can break and they fix themselves. This is great. So yeah, there's a big part of them that's like, I just wanted to beat the shit out of you for 8 hours a day. This is awesome. 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was interesting the questions he asked them too.
Like when which side are you on?
Introduces them. Yeah, that was the one. Which side are you on?
And like, whoever looks after me, and whichever one's winning.
Yeah. So Power responds being like, whichever side's ahead, and Denji's just like, if you give me pizza, I'm yours, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, perfect. It's like, what? How are these good responses to this question?
They're honest.
Yeah.
And like, okay, so that's one of the reasons why I came up with the like marking my false flag attack idea. Because like, what if public safety are not the good guys, right? And they're like, oh, okay, so you just want to be taken care of, and you're after whichever one's winning. That's not like the humans, and that's not what we're fighting for. So we can use this.
I don't have to like overcome a sense of morality in you at all. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. That could be one heck of a twist for sure. All right. Well, anything else we miss? I think that's the episode.
Aki's like Himeno's sister comes in and is like, yeah, my sister gave me some letters. I think you should read them. Which is like, give the guy a day, lady. Like,
yeah.
Yes, it underlines that Himeno didn't want to be in this job. She didn't want to be in that position. She wanted to like elope with this dude and like settle down, have a couple of kids, and he was like, no, and basically got her killed because of it.
Yeah.
But just like, give him a day.
Yeah, like he just woke up from a coma.
Yeah.
Like maybe a week would also be cool. Let's go with a week.
Yeah. Give him some apples or something. Like, don't like, she has a lot of letters. It's like, hey,
yeah,
here's all the times your dead partner poured her heart out to me about how she wanted to try and like get into like a normal person job with you and like just live like a happy normal life, a chance for normalcy, and not.
And you never did, and now she's dead, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, seriously, lady. I get you're sad about your sister, but like, let's. Yeah, that was sad.
That was. Whew.
Oh, also the devil that Aki's gonna do a new contract with. The
Hmm.
2 suits were like, "So you might lose your sense of vision and your taste and smell,
Yeah, or your eyes. Yeah,
or your eyes." Or what was the other one? Like, just a huge chunk of his remaining lifespan.
it was something like that. Yeah,
Yeah. And I'm just like, "Woof."
yeah.
I
And
mean,
this is
devil hunters are crazy. They're willing to do this stuff.
hmm this is the future devil, which
Yeah, that was interesting.
people are scared of the future because I guess the future can be uncertain.
Yeah, that one I totally agree with it being a powerful demon.
Mm,
How they captured it is a good question.
yeah, like what is its power set? Like the fact that the fox demon is just like, no, dude, you put something nasty in my mouth, I'm not having it. Like I'm done.
Yeah.
That's that's interesting.
It is interesting because I was like, are they that
Temperamental.
right? Like, if we give her a week, is Fox Demon gonna be like, "All right, like, don't do that again, but we're on good terms," you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, Aki was just like, "Yeah, you're probably right. She's never gonna talk to me again." And it's like, "Aw, that sucks."
That's a bit rough. Yeah.
Just fighting for his life. Like, what do you want him to do?
Yeah. Like he didn't know what it was when he asked you to put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like it's a
He's
bit
just trying
weird.
to stay alive. Like, he's a human. That's how this works.
Yeah. I guess the
Yeah, it
fox
just
just
seems
has
like
taste.
right. It just seemed like an annoyance rather than a we're gonna cut this whole thing off, this whole
Mm.
relationship off entirely. But what do we know? We're not devils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's everything.
Okay.
I think.
Remains good.
Yeah, I mean it's still good. It's still good. Wish we had some answers.
Yeah, we will.
What can you do?
Yeah. Mob Psycho continues to be awesome. I love Mob Psycho so much.
Yeah, what's happening? What's happening in Mob?
Mob gets hit by a car crossing the street and his Esper takes over and
Oh,
is
okay.
just like rampaging around the city. And it's like, "Oh, this is bad."
Yeah.
So Hanazawa, so it's just I think what we're working towards here is all of his friends are like show up to help him out because that's what this show is about, is the power of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
But like Hanazawa shows up and he's like, "Yep, this is horrible. Mob's way stronger than I am, and he's in freaking Esper form, and he's gonna hurt some people, but I gotta try to stop him anyway because it's Mob."
Right. Right.
Hmm. Yeah. And like
Okay.
Mob's all trapped inside and he can't control anything that's going on. And it's like, okay. So what we've learned here is we need to keep Mob's body real safe. Because if it gets hurt, this thing comes out and people
Die.
die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Put him in a bubble. Boy in a bubble, this kid, because he's real fragile.
Well, I mean, I think that also has another problem. Like, if you like, when Mob becomes like socially isolated, his like count still goes up, and like,
That's true.
yeah,
It's a good point.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess you just hope he doesn't get hit by a car or like
Hope he's paying attention and uses his like godlike power to stop the car. Maybe.
that's the other thing. Like they make a big point out of he's at the crosswalk and this car is speeding through and it's going to hit a cat and
Mm.
he saves the cat with his powers. And you're like, "Okay, cool. Way to go, Mom. That was awesome."
Yeah, good
And
deed.
then he's crossing and a car comes and I'm like, "So he's going to save himself with his powers." The show's like, "No, he's not." And I'm like, "Why?" Like, 'cause we have this story to tell, obviously.
Right. Well, he
Yeah.
used up all of his psychic juice saving the
Yeah.
cat.
He used all of his petrol.
Yeah.
He had to regen a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, the episode ends like Hanazawa's getting his ass kicked by Esper Mob, and there's
Mhm.
all this news about it, and all of his friends and Reagan and people are like, "Oh, okay, that's Mob. This is bad news." So they're gonna go try to save him. But
Mm. Mm.
yeah,
Fair enough.
it's good. I like Mob Psycho.
Yep. It's a good show. I
My
should
Hero
watch it.
Academia's moving,
It's doing stuff.
doing stuff.
Okay.
It's it's moving. There's like a big attack on the evil guy's headquarters, and we get to meet new heroes, and
They have new
One of the
quirks.
villains dies, and
Oh, a villain dies. Cool.
yeah. So it's the one guy twice who can like replicate himself. I don't know if
Have
you've
we
seen
seen?
him. He's been around.
Hmm. Name a scene he's in.
Oh, again, how much of this have you seen? Because in last season, there's a huge scene with him where he goes nuts with it. There's like hundreds of clones of him just completely taking up this entire village.
No, I don't think I've seen that.
Okay. So it's
But
just, I don't know. He's a pretty well developed character because, like, he's kind of psychologically damaged by his childhood and his powers. And he just wants to help his friends out. And, like, he
mhm.
sees the other villains as his friends. He's not, like, out there trying to destroy the world. He's just like, these guys are my buddies and we help each other. And that's what friendship's all about, right?
Right, he's Mob
Then,
Psycho being like, "Oh, you guys want to hurt Reagan? Nuh-uh."
right. So it's just sad. Like a lot of the other villains are just, abject evil. They just want to hurt people. They're not in it for anything else. But this guy going down was like, oh, he seemed maybe redeemable, but nope, he dead. So that's not happening.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hmm. I've been
Anywho,
watching Bochi the Rock, which uh
The
mo-
Rock.
the Rock, yeah, Bochi the Rock. It's like what it does isn't unique. Like there's a lot of other like music shows out there about like a group of Japanese kids in high school who like start a band or whatever. Like it's nothing unique, but it's it's so good at what it does. Right? Like they gave it actual attention in like the music sections, like the original songs written for it legit good.
hmm
Um the like I posted a video in the Discord about the adaptation and how it takes like the creative inspirations from the original manga and like turns them to 11. Like there are entire scenes where the main character is being burnt at a stake because she refuses to like engage in teen spirit at the school's like high school sports day or whatever. It's like, no, you must participate, and when she doesn't, she's like burnt at the stake and exiled. And when they
Holy
are
smokes.
yeah, and there's scenes where like they're like, oh, you should get an Instagram account, and she's like worried that she's gonna turn into like an attention whore. And it's like a 2 minute scene of her rampaging as like a Godzilla monster across Tokyo, being like, "Love me," and like, well, either one, you can be both in anime doddles. Don't worry about it. Like,
True.
first one, then the other, but in the opposite order that I listed. Um,
Hmm.
but at the core of it, it's like everything that's going on in her mind is like fantastic, like that, where she's like, I need to think about how I'm like, think in the mind of an extrovert. And she's like, oh, yes, I go to parties every night and I'm the queen of Woot. And then she ends up just being like, wait, that's not like an extrovert. I'm just like a drunk offering like tequila shots to everyone. That's not an extrovert. That's not how I need to think like this. And it's so fantastical that when they get to like the core of the music, it's just like, oh, okay, we're gonna put like it's down to earth by comparison. Like we're just putting on a music show, and it works so well.
Fair enough.
I
It's always
highly,
nice when an adaptation goes above and beyond the original work. Like that's amazing.
I highly recommend everyone give it a go. Everyone,
So why is the word rock in the title?
because it's rock music, like it's J rock,
Oh.
and
Ah.
Bochi is her name. It's like her nickname. Like I don't know what the word means exactly because I think it means like lonely. So it's like lonely rock.
Yeah,
But
sure.
They call her Rock, and one of the other characters is like whenever we're feeling like stuck, and they have like this typical heartfelt moment. They're like, "Oh, whenever we're stuck, you're the one that gets us moving forward. Your rock that you play, your music, it always inspires us to do better and to be better and put on like great shows."
Yeah.
Yeah, so they call her
So you're
Bo-
our
it,
emotional rock too. Yeah.
yeah, kind of that and literal like it's your rock, the rock that you play. Um, Yeah,
Yes, it's
yeah,
a multiple meaning thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really recommend everyone give it a go. The most recent episode I think actually works really well as like a taster. They go to another band's gig for the first time, like this lady that they knew. They're like, "Oh yeah, I got you tickets to our show," and they're like, "What kind of music is it?" And it's like psychedelic rock, and like the the music as they play their first song, it's like a psychedelic trip. Like instead of
yeah.
them just standing there in a crowd, it's like, oh, we're seeing like colors and visions and shapes and going on like a little quest in this person's mind, and it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, that's been done, I think, more than a few times,
Hmm.
especially in like movies set in the '60s and stuff, where yeah, they're playing psychedelic rock, someone's on acid, and then it's all like
Right.
trippy
It,
and
it's
stuff.
it's not new, but it's good. There is an
Yeah.
entire section where they go to claymation and like
Whoa. So like
yeah,
Gumball, World of
uh,
Gumball. Have you ever seen
uh,
World of Gumball?
evidently not.
It's a kids show, but it's done in like 37 different animation styles. Like one
Oh,
character's
okay.
claymation, one character's hand drawn, one character's CGI, one character is like paper mache.
Hmm.
It's nuts. And it's
Okay.
really good too. So yeah, it's just I always appreciate when people bring in different mediums into what they're doing
Hmm. Hmm.
because I think it's hard to incorporate, and that's impressive.
Hmm.
Nice.
It's very good.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I think I've been seeing clips of that one on the
Oh,
Reddits. Like
that
she comes up.
people have been like memeing the cyberpunk edge runners with Bochi because like in the opening theme there's like the thing where she's here and then here and here and like as she moves across the screen she overlaps with like where she was
Yeah,
and
so
so
it's like Sandivision.
yeah, so people have been like, oh yeah, it's Bochi the Rock but it's edge runners and they've got like the guy who's moving really fast doing the same thing. Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
memes and like there's this episode where she's like taking an ice bath so it's like she's um in like cyberpunk has been had her organs harvested in like the first mission and stuff where you find people like in ice baths getting
Yeah.
their chrome ripped out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it,
Or yeah, or sometimes edge runners are in ice baths to like help with the connection or whatever too.
yeah, because they just need to cool themselves because like burning out is a real threat. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
That's funny. I saw one where Makima's doing her like hand stuff,
Yeah.
and then I think it's the main character explodes, goes boop, and the girl she's with are like, "Oh, have you not
uh,
seen that one? I think that one was today. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it.
I have not seen that one, but if you can find it, that would be good.
Yeah, pink hair.
She's definitely got pink hair. That's Bochi. Both
Yeah,
her
I'm pretty
son.
sure
That's
that's
what her
her.
gamer is.
Yeah, maybe if you search Bochi and Makima, it might.
Mm, I'm gonna
Here it
let you
is. I
do that.
found it.
Oh, you found it. Wow, amazing.
Yeah. I just searched Bochi and Makima on Reddit, and it was like, here you go. The search worked, actually.
Oh,
Here, this might function.
yeah. Getting ads mid podcast that sucks, tunnels. If only there was a way to like not get ads on some of your favorite channels with like Twitch Prime or you know um, other ways.
True, true.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's doing her hand stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where they go to like I think they go to the beach. Ah, the Swiss. They give a gifting subs at Donald's.
Oh, the Swiss. Nice.
Yeah, Adblock would do it too. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
go to the beach at like the last day of summer. They all realize none of them have invited her out ever at all during the summer break. And they immediately get like these four dudes are just like, hey, why don't you come to this club? Or like, do you want to go to the beach? Where are your boyfriends? You know, hitting on teenage
Yeah.
girls is a little like iffy.
Japan. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but actually, that's a really funny episode because they like go to the shrine and one of them's like, we should climb all the 1,000 stairs up to the shrine and like wish for good music playing skills and stuff. And the rest of them are
Yeah.
just like, I've done 4 stairs, I'm dying. Let's take the elevator.
Reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
So why does so she explodes because of social anxiety?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it. That makes sense.
yeah.
And it's funny the other girls react because it's just like in her head, right?
Right. It's entirely just in her head,
Yeah,
but the show plays it as something that's literally happening for the other characters as well.
yeah,
Um, Even though it never happened, anything like that never happens to them. And like she was in a comatose state all the way here because she was like, I have to go back to school tomorrow. I've like none of my friends invited me out, and they're like, hey, why don't we go to the beach? And so they like, she's comatose, but they like just pick her up and carry her onto the train.
they're like, this is normal.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, we'll just deal with this.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Well, excellent. I think our time is up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No news on the PTR for StarCraft 2. I think we'll see an
No,
update to that.
in a couple
Like,
days, in a week.
yeah, just tweaks and
Did you see the thing where it turns out not all of the changes were listed? I said
yeah, but it didn't seem like anything was huge.
no. The side by side tweet. Link is Duddles. Oh, are you talking about like ultra sizes, Duddles? Because yeah, we've seen that.
I did see like the GitHub link where somebody was looking at the code and being like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, they spent a bunch of time like comparing all the actual changes.
Yeah, well, I got to one where the first one was like, oh, they said some attack time was changed by 3, but it was really changed by 1, and I'm like, I don't care. I
Right.
mean, yes, we should probably be careful with that stuff, but like, so
I mean, it's just interesting that they're making changes and just like we don't need to tell people about this.
yeah,
Like, Loka Unbar random starting delay was changed from 0 to 0.5 to 0.0. Like, on average, it's got 180 milliseconds faster response. Which,
oh,
I mean, why did it have a random delay start? Like, why are we finding out that so many units had random delay start? Like, the Widowmine, we discovered had a random borrow on borrow like start. Like, it had a
yeah,
less than a second random delay. Why?
don't know. I'll tell you that at my company, sometimes we put delays into the code because it makes it work. And we're not sure why, but if you make it sleep there for 4 seconds, it works, and if it doesn't sleep there, it doesn't work.
Fair enough. There's some black magic about it. This is the coconut in the code.
Yeah,
But like,
StarCraft 2 is 12 years old. There's tons of garbage in there.
yeah, but like, what? Okay, what about the Raven's anti-armor missile? They changed the color that the splash is. Why is that not in there? Like, you changed it from
Yeah,
Dorito dust to like
what
pale
color
Dorito
is it?
dust. It's like it's still like a yellow. It's like yellow, but it's not orange. You know.
Hmm.
Um, it's in the list.
I'm okay with them not mentioning that one because I really don't care.
I care.
All right. So you're saying they should tell us about every change they make, whether big or small.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I mean, I like. Yeah. No, like if it's like this is something that shouldn't affect anything ever, right? Like this like the basic code of like this is how this works. It's literally this is just how it runs, and we like fix some stuff, but on your end you shouldn't notice any changes. That's fine, but like some of these things you'll notice changes, like the color of like a spell's ability. That's how you notice that it's going on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, fair enough. Let's just put everything out there then. Good call.
Or at least put some of this stuff out there.
The Swiss says he's glad Disruptor Shot is smaller, so I'll stop killing my own stuff.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I did cast the Swiss game the other day where that happened a couple times, and it was like,
Ah.
ooh. Zealots are so fast. They run out there in front, and sometimes they get blowed up.
Well, stop getting zealot speed. Solves that problem.
Solves that problem right away, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, if you don't have zealot legs, they won't run out there. It's fine.
Bingo. Coaching. Free coaching from Somicron.
You want to do some 3v3s soon? With Duddles, Falcon?
Sure.
Yeah. Skip Halo on Friday. Play StarCraft?
I'm saying sure because Duddles doesn't show up for those things, but we can
No,
plan on it.
of
Yeah.
course not. Yeah, no. I'm just being nice. Like, we'll plan on
Yeah.
it that this Friday, in America's time. What time is that in the US for you?
What time is what time?
Stream time on Saturdays.
Stream
Friday.
time?
Yeah.
It's 8:30 Mountain, so it's 9:30 his.
Wait, in Florida?
Is he in Florida? I thought Duddles was
Yeah.
in Texas.
No, he's a Florida man now.
What the
He's
crap?
got
Okay.
like a pet gator and everything.
So it's 10:30 p.m.
Okay, 10:30 p.m. Duddles. Friday night.
He's got a kid. He's not going to be up at 10:30.
You've got a kid? You're up at 10:30?
No, I'm up at 8:30.
You're still up at 10:30 when we finish.
Not when I have the kids and I have to take them to school at 6 a.m. the next day. I mean, that's why we stream on Fridays, is because it's a Saturday the next day.
Yeah, it's true. But I see you up casting till like 1 a.m. You can't pretend like you're not up.
I have the kids half the time. So half the time, if I'm up casting at 1 a.m. when I have to take the kids to school in 5 hours, that's a terrible life choice. I really should not be doing that.
Look, I didn't say you make good life decisions.
All right, Doddles, we'll plan on it. We'll see you on Friday.
When you don't show up, don't be surprised when we're playing Halo.
Right.
Yep.
Change it on the fly.
Yep.
All right, cool. Is that it? We good?
I think that's it.
Excellent. So that is going to be it from us this week. Has been Falcon Paladin and Somicron with another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour. We stream this live on twitch.tv/Somicron every Tuesday or Wednesday if you're in the Australian hemisphere. You can support us at falconpaladin.store by buying merch. You can support the pod directly at patreon.com/Somicron. And yeah, show up. Duddles was here. Swiss was here.
Yeah. I have a strange story about the merch. So there is a one of the things I got the AI to make was like this picture of a mongoose, and it says like Vini Vidi Vici. It's a very niche thing about like some video games with some friends of mine. Like they all bought one shirt. Like that's it. It was a shirt made for like 4 people, but one of them was like, can you put it on like a baby's clothing, like a baby's onesie?
Aw.
So that exists.
And you can.
Yeah. I mean, so if anyone out there has kids and want like a shirt with an inside joke that you won't get on it, but it's got a cute mongoose on it. It's got a cute mongoose.
Mongoose shirt.
I can make that visible again. Just let us know. All right.
Amazing. People have been requesting a Terry the Overlord shirt. So anyway, we can manage to pull that off without getting Blizzard to sue us. I don't know, man.
We'll figure something out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So until next time, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching or listening, whatever you're doing. We love you. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.
Bye.